Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're filming a home reset. I really need to get this home together. There's like a mess of things to do. I have a main project that I really want to get done, but first things first, we have our groceries outside. They've been outside for a minute now. I'm re-upping for the week and got some things that the kids asked for and hubby asked for. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that, do our morning chores, like make the bed, and then we'll get into the day. It's the weekend and we were out of a few things, so I placed a Publix order. Nothing too crazy, just restocking a couple of essentials since we're still good on bulk stuff. Lately, I've been trying to cut down the variety in our groceries. Like instead of buying 3 types of cereal, I'll just grab 2. If we usually get regular and raisin bread, girl, we're just doing regular. Little things like that really help with the budget, especially right now in this economy. I try to stick to basics, throw in 1 or 2 fun things for the kids, and that's it. It's a small shift, but it makes a big difference. I've been also trying to make sure everything actually has a place. I've kind of been slacking, but when I unpack immediately when the groceries get in, I notice things just get a little bit better. That's been a big one for me. It's so easy for things to pile up when there's no system. A little order up front saves a lot of clutter later. Ooh, the linens hate to see me coming. I washed the linens last night, so I'm just putting the bed back together this morning. I try to wash the comforter every 2 weeks because this particular comforter, it takes forever to dry. So I usually do it at night or like early evening when things are a little bit slower. Now I've got to do the kids' sheets too because of course it never ends. But honestly, staying on top of the bedding just helps the house feel cleaner. It's one of those things that makes a difference, even if the rest of the place isn't perfect. For my kids, a tip I actually learned it from YouTube. If your kids are still training at night, like overnight, using the restroom, double their sheets, like put a sheet and then put something to catch the urine and then put another sheet. So when they have an accident, you take the top layer off and then there's always a second layer. It's especially helpful when it's 2 or 3 a.m. Okay, here's the big old project. This craft closet. I call it a craft closet, but it's like a linen closet that I made into a craft closet. I have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and they very much craft and do activities a lot. So I have been avoiding this closet for months. Dare I say a year. I don't know what's in here, honestly, most days, and it's just been staring at me and I've been staring back. But today I am going to attempt to tackle it. So all the way at the bottom is just junk. Things I just threw in here just to throw in here. And I'm so glad to finally be tackling this because sometimes when the kids want to play and do things, I have to rummage through this pile of junk to figure out what they're going to play with. But this is the big project that I am going to tackle today. Wow, so much stuff. Then I got these bins. These specific bins I got from Walmart. They were very inexpensive, you guys. I actually went to Dollar Tree and then I went to Walmart, and I should have just went to Walmart. I don't remember the prices, but they were super inexpensive and I felt they were perfect to store small little things. I used that specific bin for Play-Doh pieces. One side was for Play-Doh and the other side was for the actual pieces that come with the Play-Doh sets. And these little packets were from Amazon for like small toys. And then I just started to proceed to organize this huge mess of toys. What I did is got rid of anything that they weren't playing with and donated some stuff to Goodwill. And then I started to pack their toys in these bins according to whatever the toy activity was. And I got a lot done, but everything I didn't get done remained at the bottom of the closet, as you can see here. And I decided to tackle it another day. So the top part is finished and the bottom part is not, but we did a lot. I'm always cleaning this kitchen. My littles just there's crumbs everywhere, always everywhere. So it's one of those things that I clean every time I am resetting in any way. I have to clean the kitchen. These chair covers I'm taking out to go ahead and put in the washer. And again, I always tell you guys that I got these chair covers from Amazon. I'll be sure to link them. If you have chairs that get dirty really easily, chair covers are the next best thing to keep your house looking fresh at all times. You can just pop them in a washer and put them back on the chair, and it's really, really perfect when you have really little ones. I feel like I clean these chairs ad nauseum. Like every time you watch one of my videos, I'm cleaning these chairs. And it's because they always have some kind of fingerprint, crumbs, something on the chairs. But I feel like it's easy to overlook things like chairs, but over time it adds up. They all add up. And I've been learning that taking care of the small stuff creates peace in the bigger picture. The dining room sees it all. Meals, messes. These chairs get used, loved, and worn. Cleaning them is just a way of saying this space matters. I'm the queen of doing resetting tasks backwards. And if somebody tells me there's not a way you do it, girl, I know you lying. Because why did I vacuum before I actually cleaned the counters and all the crumbs and stuff and then drop them back on the floor? And you know I had to vacuum again. But either way, I always make that same mistake. But I remember when I had first rented, I think I rented a home a while back. And the first thing I did when I saw in the kitchen is see how much grime and just stuff was caked up on the stove. And that is just my pet peeve. Having the stove have caked up grime and just look like it's never been cleaned. Please, let's normalize cleaning our stoves regularly and soaking the top iron, whatever it's called, as much as we can. How did this kitchen get like this? I don't know. I do these things where I'll have evenings where I just don't feel like homemaking. I'm not in the mood. I just don't feel like it. And then the evening after, I don't feel like it again. So this is where it left me, with a pile of dishes and pots. And a lot of nights I am solo. So there's not another individual to get it done but me. But today we are tackling it because one, there's no more space for no more stuff. That's just on period. And two, it was getting out of hand. I was like, okay, Ruth, you've rested from dishes enough. Let's get to it. Like I was saying, washing dishes isn't exactly my favorite part of the day because obviously, but it's one of those things that has to get done, whether I'm in the mood or not, eventually. Sometimes I just let the dishes pile up until I can't take it anymore, and then I finally face them like today. It's not fun, but it's one of the few chores that slows me down a bit. I usually put on a YouTube video while I'm doing it, something calming, maybe a vlog or a cleaning video, just to make it feel less like a chore and more like a quiet moment for myself. There's something kind of grounding about it in a way, even if I don't want to admit it. The warm water, the routine, the before and after of it all. And as much as I drag my feet, I always feel better when it's done. A clean sink, clear counters, child. It makes the whole kitchen feel lighter. It's one of those small resets that helps the rest of the day feel a little less chaotic. Okay, let's get to this fridge. I have been needing to get to this fridge for a little bit. I don't really keep a lot in my fridge, so it's not clean often. That doesn't mean it's not clean. It's just not something that I get too often. But when I am home resetting, I try to tackle the fridge and make sure that I deep clean it as much as I can. So that is what I'm doing today. I want to get on a schedule where I can deep clean this fridge every month. I do not clean it every time the groceries come in because, again, I don't have a lot of stuff. But there are spills and there are things that leak. So I want to get in the habit of making sure that I clean the fridge or deep clean it at least once a month. If you have littles, you already know what's up. This is the wall of the stairs walking up. Just the wall. Okay, so this is one thing I really wanted to tackle today. I got it off of Amazon and it works really well. Just don't scrub your walls really hard, especially if you have that flat paint. Don't scrub hard because the paint is gonna come off. But even without scrubbing hard, once I spray this on the wall, everything comes off. And I tend to do this also monthly. This should have been called a monthly reset because a lot of these things should be done monthly. But anywho, then also because we're in spring, I go through Riley's clothes. So anything she grows out of, I throw up on the top of the stairs to just take care of later. So I'm going to take these clothes down and take them to Kid because that's where I take her clothes when she's grown out of them, and see if I can get a couple of dollars. So I'm only going to do her closet this time, and I'll do the boys' closet another time because there is just not enough hours in a day to get everything you need to get done, girl. The last thing I needed to tackle in this home reset was laundry. And honestly, it's been piling up. What's new? Mostly the kids' clothes. Between school, play, and all the little messes in between, it feels like their laundry multiplies overnight. I kept telling myself, I'll get to it. I'm going to get to it. And then suddenly, girl, it's a mountain. So today I just made myself start. I washed a few loads and now I'm folding what feels like 100 tiny shirts and socks. I used to hate folding, but now I kind of use it as a way to slow down. I'll turn on a video or just sit in the quiet and let myself catch my breath while I do it. And even though it's never really done, getting it under control again makes the house feel a little lighter. It's not perfect, but it's progress. And sometimes that's just enough. It's just gonna have to do. Thank you so much for spending this home reset with me. Sometimes it's not about doing everything. It's just about doing what you can to make your space feel a little bit more like peace. Whether you're folding laundry, wiping down counters, or just lighting a candle, I hope this video gave you a little push to reset your home too. One small task at a time, one corner at a time. We're getting there. See you next time. Bye.